Hi, everybody. I'm Mel Dorr, Chicago psychic medium and intuitive consultant. And I just finished a show with Linda Grindle. She's going to be on my show next week. I'll try to do another video between now and Thanksgiving, but if not, I'll tell everybody an early happy Thanksgiving. And I think, every year at Thanksgiving, let's stand back and say what we're thankful for. And I am thankful for my friends. I'm thankful for my husband, my dog, Lucky. I am thankful to be well. I'm thankful to be doing YouTube, and I'm thankful for all of you. I'm really thankful for Linda Grindle. It was her that really encouraged me to do my YouTube channel and get to build up. And she's become a dear friend. She is family. And I just love her. And she's helped so many people. And there's a new discovery she's made. Annette Dion. Let me find Annette's name here. Annette Dion. So everybody check out her YouTube channel. And so I'll be announcing other psychics coming on YouTube, like Kevin at Loving Light Tarot. There's a lot of wonderful upcoming psychics that are going to be on YouTube. So anyway, I'm thankful for having a roof over my head and food on my table. As I said, I'm thankful for loving life. So this Thanksgiving, just kind of stand back and see what you're thankful for. I want to take a moment to say a prayer. And I'm not a religious man, but I'm going to say a prayer today for those victims in Waukesha, Wisconsin. I understand there were 5 dancing grannies and they were out having this wonderful Christmas party, and 2 of them died. And I think 5 people died. There were some high school students that were seriously injured, 40 people injured because some goof, who was a fugitive, ran a red SUV through a parade. And I find it frightening that in this country, what are we coming to? We can't go to the movies. We can't go to the grocery store. We can't shop. We can't go to church. We can't even have a holiday parade without the fear of being shot or attacked or run over. This vigilanteism in this country must stop. And we become a country of violence. And I think a lot of that is due to Donald Trump's influence and the influence of the Trumplicans that just preach anarchy and dissension, and we have to come together. Anyway, so I am sending prayers to the victims in Waukesha. Some of you don't know how to pronounce it. It's pronounced Waukesha. It's kind of near Kenosha. I don't think it had anything to do with Kenosha. So this is a prayer, the prayer of St. Francis of Assisi, and it's one of my favorites. I just love this prayer. So I think I'm going to do it today for the victims of Waukesha and for those who have died due to senseless violence and hate and injustice and bigotry. Also to the Ahmaud Arbery, the young man who died at the hands of vigilantes, and to the people who died in Kenosha as well. So it goes like this. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. And where there is sadness, joy. God, divine master, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive, and it is pardoning that we are pardoned. I think that kind of says it all, doesn't it? People wonder about how we can change things. We can speak up, but I think if we would follow this prayer of St. Francis and do it from within, it would be really cool. I think that would change a lot of things. I had the pleasure of yesterday of being on with Danny Shea. Danny, the bathrobe tarot. And This was started by Annette Dion, and it was about peace. And they asked us just to put together a sentence and just one word about how to bring that about. So we had on Allie, we had on Denise, we had the Soul Sisters, we had Debbie, we had Linda Grindle, we had Danny, we had Sheila. Annette was off and on, but I think her internet was going in and out. So we came up with some really neat words, and I think we should send those to these people in Waukesha. Natural respect, trust, go inside, love, kindness. It starts within, quiet strength, forgiveness. I think those are all words that we can hook into this Thanksgiving. So just go hug somebody you love. Give somebody a smile, cost you nothing. All right, so back to the Arbery case. I see those men found guilty, as they should be, for murder. You know, they said they thought that he was or like breaking it up, not breaking in, but stealing stuff from a house that had not been built or something. It still didn't give them the right to play the part of law enforcement. It did not give them the right to shoot him and kill him. Come on, 3 people armed with a shotgun and all kinds of other weapons. And the guy tried to run away and they shot him. Sorry, that's murder. And then they tried to say it was self-defense. That is a crock of baloney. Anyway, I'm sending healing energy to the family of Arbery, but also to the family of the perpetrators, because they can't help it for what their relatives have done. I hope that these perpetrators find the God light within them. Human life is human life, and it's precious. Okay, here's one. Hi, Mel. After watching Diane Sawyer's program about the 13 turban kids, I can't get them off my mind and my heart. 4 years ago, these kiddos, and some were young adults, were trapped in a house of horror by their parents. It seems like the social services that was supposed to help them after they were rescued has failed them. Will anyone or any agency actually help them? Is there anything we can do to help them? Thank you. Love and blessings to you, and also Linda G, because I did her show today. Okay. Well, I think it's Ricci. You know, I see them getting the money they should get, because a lot was given to Riverside County, and evidently those kids didn't get the money. So I see court cases. I see the money being put in a fund for each one of those kids. Some are adults now, and I do see them getting that money. I think everybody should call Riverside, California, and express your shock and dismay that that money has not been handed out to those kids. I should be putting funds for them, trust funds, I think, for school, for therapy, all of the above. And I understand that some were taken out of their parents' home, as they should have been, and put in the foster system, and they went into homes that were also abusive, which to me is an atrocity. So I think we need to tell loud and clear that we like to have the foster system revamped and the foster system revised, and really a good screening of some of these foster people, because a lot of them do it just for the money. So I see sweeping changes coming, and who's going to be allowed to foster kids as well as it should be. So I'm a real champion of kids' rights and elderly rights, and, you know, rights for minorities, all the above, animal rights. I'm just a do-gooder, I guess. All right. Here, this is from Deb O. Lots of love and healing light to those affected in the Christmas procession in Wisconsin. Absolutely. I've answered this one from Birdsong. Hi, Mel. Will the Dems get better at sound bites and messaging before the midterms? And I said this on Linda's show. I said they had better. I do think they'll get better at it. Yes. And as far as better, let's put build back on there. So the build back better, that's hard to say. I say will also pass. I think Cinema and Manchin they'll put up some protests, but some things will be taken out of it. But I do see a version of it passing through, and they can get some of those things that they're taking out pushed through later, but let's just get it through. So I think by Christmas, yay, which will help Biden's numbers, I think. Okay. Let's see. This is G. Kim. Mel, I've been watching lots of videos on YouTube about portals opening, for example, the 11/11 and full moons. Do you find there's a difference in when linking with spirit is stronger, or does that matter? For me, spirit is I'm always linked into it. So I think individually are a portal for spirit. So I don't think it takes a full moon or 11/11 or anything like that. I just think that we need to realize that we're connected to spirit, because we are. So I just always feel connected. Okay, Becca Lynn. Hi, Mel, does Spirit have any insight into what happened to the Christmas parade in Wisconsin? My heart hurts so badly for those children and families. My children participated in many Christmas parades during the 80s, 90s in Illinois, and I can just imagine how I would have felt if this type of thing had happened. Sending prayers to all those people that were affected, including those that watched it happen. Well, I have felt from the time it happened that they would get the perpetrator, and they do have him in custody. I think they said his name is Daryl Brooks. I think he was on the run from the police or something like that, and he just plowed into those people. Well, he's going to be tried at least for 5 counts of murder and vehicular homicide and all kinds of stuff, and he will be convicted. So I don't think it was any kind of, I look at it as terrorism because of what he did, but I don't think it had anything to do with Rittenhouse. It didn't have anything to do with like hate crime, at least in my opinion. That's what I intuit. Now, other psychics might say something different, but that's how I intuit it. But he is in custody, and he will be held accountable. So, all right. It says, Tina S. Hi, thank you for doing this. When people die and go through their past life review, why don't they reincarnate as better people? With all the reincarnation going on, shouldn't have a much more compassionate world by now. The misery in the world is sometimes overwhelming. I think when evil people die, like Hitler or Trump, or people like that, this is just Mel's metaphysical opinion. It's not, I'm not gonna get into a debate with other psychics and other people. This is my metaphysical belief. I think when people like that die, they cease to exist. I don't think that, hell is the lack of God. And I don't think they go to the light, they just cease to exist. So that's how I see it. Now, others will disagree with me. That's okay. And unfortunately, there are people that are sociopathic, and that doesn't mean they're reincarnated from other sociopaths. It just means that many of us can make the choice between good or bad that resides in all of us. And unfortunately, some people choose bad as opposed to good. But there is karma in this life that they'll have to pay. So, okay, Tom Casino. When the aliens finally reveal themselves to the world, will it be peaceful, or will mankind panic like we usually do? Tom, I think if Jesus Christ came down himself or herself and said, hi, this is who I am, I think some people would panic, others wouldn't believe it, others would whatever. So given human nature, the stated sin, I think they'd probably panic. Okay, Shaylee Matthews, can you ask Spirit for some good news? We all need some uplifting news, especially in US. Hugs and happy Thanksgiving. Yeah, we do need some good news. I see the Build Back Better bill going through. I see, the labor The labor shortage is continuing, but I see that going away. I see the supply chain problem. I see that being fixed. It looks like right now that voters' rights legislation are really draconian or trying to keep us from voting, but I see that changed. A lot of those states like Florida and Texas will go to the Supreme Court, and some of those southern states about voting, and they'll say that you cannot restrict people's rights to vote. And I see us peacefully protesting, peacefully speaking up and say, we've had it. You know, it was a grassroots movement that kind of put Biden in place. And I think, you know, we have these grassroots movements going on that are so, you know, middle of the road to progressive. And I think we keep those going, they'll gain momentum, and that can help change the country for the positive. At some point, I see an end to this Trumplican, racist, fascist BS that's taking over the country and the world. It's frightening. Okay, so I think that's some good news. I see the economy getting better. I see gas prices coming down at some point. So, and I see inflation being curbed. So I hope that's good news. All right. Mary Waldkin, hi Mel, I was wondering if any of the past presidents or first ladies have a message for us now that Trump is out of space and the Bidens are in the White House. If anybody would coming through would be Abe Lincoln, and I'm sure he would be saying that he is aghast at the racism and bigotry going on in this country. And I intuit that for a while, it'll seem to get worse with the racism and bigotry, but ultimately, I see good winning out. I see truth winning out, and Spirit assures me of that. So that's what I get, Mary. Okay. Cindy Resendez. She says, I love you both, Mel and Linda. Well, I can't pronounce her name. Ghislaine Maxwell named names during her upcoming trial. Behind the scenes, I think she'll name names. I don't know if she'll do it publicly with her trial, but she will name names. And the answer to that is yes. Okay. Adrienne E says that she loves Linda and my personalities. She loves Biden. She wants to know the next rising Democrat. You know, I see Beto is a really rising in the Dem scene because we need somebody who's charismatic and who can hold a crowd and all of that. I see Buttigieg rising pretty quickly as well. Let me think. And some of the other yet unknowns coming up. You know, when Barack Obama was a junior senator, I mean, he was known here in Illinois, but he really came up the ladder very quickly. And I see the Dems having somebody else doing that as well. So yay. I do see another president of color at some point. And at some point a gay president. So anyway, okay. Let me see here. There's a lady, everybody, I want you to send healing energy to her. I just lost it. Give me 1 second. I'm scrolling through. I'm looking at my questions on my iPhone that you'd sent in on my community board. So that's why I'm looking down. Let me see here. Okay, this is Mom's email. And she says that her husband passed away on Friday. It was expected, but he went fast sooner than predicted. Thank you, I never miss a video. You know, I said I'd give away 3 free half-hour sessions when I reach 13,000. Everybody, please subscribe and tell everybody you know to subscribe. But you know, Mom, I'm in a good mood today. Mom's email. Please call my office. We're closed today, but tomorrow, and then we'll be gone for the Thanksgiving holiday. We'll be back on Tuesday after Thanksgiving. 847-590-5411. Again, 847-590-5411. and tell them that I said you want a half-hour session. So I'm going to give a one away early to mom's email because it sounds like she needs it. So that means there's two more that's going to be given away. And the way that happens is when you ask a question on the community board or make a comment, once my videos are posted, that puts your name in the hat and then we just draw them out. Okay. Mickey, when do you see the irrigation flooding systems being implemented across the US? Well, I think a lot of it with this infrastructure package is going to stimulate that to happen, especially with climate change. So I think we're going to see implementations on that, like with shoring up levees, new dams, all kinds of stuff. I think it's going to start within the next 2 to 3 years even. So Diane Lipko, hi guys. Will McConnell get exposed with his dealings with the Russian money with the Deripaska raid? I think they'll question him and he won't be able, I mean, he'll have to answer the questions. They meaning like Congress or something, or maybe even the Department of Justice. I see him exposed for other stuff, but I tell you he's going to be in trouble. And that's his wife. I don't know if it's with this raid, but she's going to be in a lot of trouble. And I see her charged as well. So, all right. Sherry H. Hi, Mel and Linda. I'm saying Mel and Linda because a lot of these are addressed to Linda. I just did her show. We didn't have time to get to all of them, so I'm going to just finish them up on my show. Okay. Thank you both so much for all you do for us. I've been having serious car issues for the past month, and while it appears a temporary fix is successful, what I really need is a more reliable car. Don't we all? I want electric one at some point. Just plug that sucker in and away you go. My cousin has a car that he has agreed to give me as soon as his regular car is out of the shop. Do you see if I get this car by Christmas or will it be closer to the first of the year? Thank you, Sherry. I see a car for you, Sherry. And it's right around Christmas time. So tell your cousin that's very nice of him. You got to send us a picture of it. Email me, mel@meldor.com. Got to see a picture of that car so we can send blessings on it. I'm glad, Sherry, you're getting that automobile, girlfriend. Just check the brakes on it. I'm hearing check the brakes. Okay. June Shock. She said she'd love to have a reading. Okay, well, June, your name is in to win a free reading. But again, if you'd like a reading, you can call my office, 847-590-5411. It says, it seems that often souls that were tragically evil like Hitler reincarnate and do the same roles. Are they destined to be dark, destructive souls? Now, I've already answered that earlier on this program. I think when those evil people die, they cease to exist. And again, I'm not going to get into some debate with other psychics and other ministers and all that. I'm not going to go there, or with anybody else for that matter. But I think that, you know, the evil that happens with living souls is not because they're reincarnated from a dark soul. I just think that there's good and bad in all of us, and we can choose to take the good road or the bad road. And unfortunately, a lot of people choose to take the bad road. So that's how I'm seeing that. Okay. It says, thank you for all you do for us. Do you see wins for Democrats and them staying in power past 2024? The answer is yes. But for the midterms in 2022, the Dems can't get complacent. They got to get out there with more sound bites. They got to get out there with more charisma. They got to get out there and start speaking up and politicking and campaigning in a good sense. And if they do that, they can win. Right now, it doesn't look favorable for them, but that doesn't mean anything. A lot can change in a year. So, you know, and I think with this infrastructure bill going through, the economy is going to get better, even though it's inflation right now, that supply chain, that stuff will be fixed. I see gas prices coming down. So all of those things lead to, you know, people care about social issues, But the thing that puts politicians in office more often than not are the economic issues. And if the economy is good and doing well and there's jobs and things like that, then the prevailing party typically stays in power. Okay. Hi, Mel. This is from Regina S. When do you see people being less divided and radicalism becoming less prevalent? Well, I do see the polarization in this country is going to get worse before it gets better. But I think we've already kind of gone through a bloodless civil war. And somebody asked me to channel like a politician in spirit. And I thought of Abe Lincoln. And, you know, my guides told me that, you know, a lot of the political things that happened before the Civil War, the divisiveness is going on now. And so it's up to us to say we don't want a civil war. We've already had one, kind of, at least a bloodless one. And I think, you know, both parties, ultra-right and ultra-left, are being radicalized. It's the same on both sides of the spectrum. And we've got to stop the radicalization and come together. And I do see that there are some Republicans that are willing to work with the Democrats and vice versa. And so this tribalism has got to stop. And I do see it stopping, but it's going to take a while. It seems like it'll get worse before it'll get better. But remember, just because the Trumplicans seem to win the battle doesn't mean they'll win the war. Okay, Alex Silva, Mel and Linda, Love from the UK. Oh dear, I just love to do my British accent. Don't make fun of me, everybody in Britain. I love British accents, especially Cockney. Oh my God. What was that movie? My Fair Lady. I love that movie. Just you wait, and Higgins, just you wait. Remember that? That was so cool. Okay. Do we see a lockdown for Christmas here in the UK? When we'll be free again? Thank you and blessings. I don't necessarily see another huge lockdown. I think Austria is going through one. I just think that, you know, mask mandates, vaccination mandates, people need to be careful, but not a lockdown like that happened before. I'm thinking like in March or April, this COVID crap will be behind us. There'll probably be another variant coming out, like with any virus. But, you know, the epidemic of the pandemic of 1918, it started in 1917 and it lasted for 2 years. So we're hitting the 2-year mark on this COVID sucker. And I see, you know, traveling's open up again. Yay. You know, economies are reeling from it, but you know, it's a warning that we really need to nurture the planet because there's a virus out there somewhere. If we let go, it's not going to be pretty. So thank you, Alex. Hi to everybody in the UK. Hi to Australia. Hi to Canada. All the people that tune in. Hi, everybody. I just had to pause my recording because my cell phone was dying. And so anyway, I just love answering your questions. You know, I can do my editorials, but I love answering your questions. This is the part I absolutely love. So Libra lady, hey Libra lady. Do you see Medicare lowering the eligibility age from 65 during President Biden's term? I do see the eligibility age lowered. And at some point they'll pay for hearing aids and glasses and dental. I think Manchin will want that taken out, but at some point in the future, they'll get that put through, because what I see coming out of this Build Back Better bill, I see that there's going to be with like Medicare, Social Security, I see reform coming with that, and reform for the better, like people getting higher Social Security payments, making Medicare less expensive, but more comprehensive coverage and better coverage, affordable drugs, Um, so I see sweeping reform coming with that. And I think that's going to be something else Biden will try to get through and will get through. So yay. I think these politicians should like have their pay decreased. You know, when after they're out of office, they get that salary for life. Wrong. Once you're out of office, that salary should stop. So, you know, they get the best healthcare coverage, but they try to deny ours. Go figure. Let's see. Okay, Sparky S. I wonder if you can tell me why I get flashbacks every day of things I've done in the past. It's not just a memory that pertains to what I'm doing at the moment. It's almost like getting my life review in this lifetime. Any thoughts? Love you, honey, she says. Oh, thanks, Sparky. That's so nice. If you knew me really well, you might change your mind. At least that's what my husband says. No, he didn't say that. He did not say that. Maybe it's deja vu. Deja vu is getting the sense that you've done something before when you're actually doing it. It doesn't mean you're going to cross over anytime soon, Sparky. You still got a long time to go on the earth plane. Your work's not done. I just think sometimes we get older, we get those kind of flashbacks of past stuff, which is good if we're open to it. So that's how I pick it up. Okay, Helena. Hi, Mel. My question is, what's going on in our country now? Why are so many people killing one another? I don't understand it. Well, I think we were becoming a country of violence, and our boundaries and guidelines broke down under T-Rump, Cheeto Head. I mean, everything that we held dear, like the Supreme Court or Congress, all of that, you know, his toxic, tainted fingers touched many institutions in this country, and we're now recovering from them. You know, Trump and the Trumplicans like anarchy. McCarthy, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Josh Hawley, Gates, they love anarchy. They want to keep people in violence because then they can make you think that only they can fix it and they can blame everybody else. They thrive on it. But I do see it ending. So I see us setting boundaries and parameters and guidelines for, once again, what's acceptable, what's not acceptable. You know, under Trump, the acceptable, the unacceptable almost became acceptable. It was dysfunctional. And so, and it's quickly how fast that took place. So it's a warning that it can happen again, and it's up to us to make sure it doesn't. All right. Emmy J, love everybody. She says, have a happy, wonderful Thanksgiving. Same to you. Deborah Joy, will the tragedy in Wisconsin cause more racist violence? Thank you. You know, Deborah, I don't know if it'll cause more racist violence. I do see more violence. It's going to get worse before it gets better. But here again, if enough of us stand up, my guides show me, and we will, and say we've had it with all this violence, this gun violence, all that crap, it'll change. I see a new mayor coming to Chicago, and it'll be a mayor that'll work with the police department, that will work to stop the gun violence and get a lot of the gangs off the street, and will work to make a lot of our neighborhoods safe. So that's what I see for Chicago. Chicago's a great city. Don't believe everything you hear on the news. It's still a great city. Downtown's lovely at Christmas time. I'm not afraid to go down there, never have been. I'm not going to go looking for trouble. But last year we couldn't because of COVID, but there's something magical about Chicago at Christmas. The skating in Millennium Park and the Christmas tree, and oh my God, it's so cool. I'm a hopeless romantic. I love Christmas, the and Hanukkah season. Those are my favorite times. I'm not religious, but I like the tradition of it all. You know, like Marshall Field, this Macy's now, but Marshall Field's at Christmas. It's like, oh my God, windows and all of that. And the Chris Kindle Market and the smells and so cool. People playing the drums on the street, people singing, and it's really neat. Okay, Heather says, love you both, Mel and Linda. Thanks for doing these videos. I'm off to practice my fantasy ice skating at my imaginary rink. She's the one that asked about ice skating. Honey, you just go practice that ice skating in your head all day long, girl. Just picture yourself just glide across that ice like Peggy Fleming. Okay. Susie Hill, she goes, I have more, Mel. Okay, ask away. She says, what about the countries meeting their targets on climate change? My guides say, yes, they will. We're the one that'll be lagging behind if the Trumplicans get in, but yes, they will meet their targets on climate change, and they will be successful, yes. Will the big economies tax the rich? I see the rich having to pay tax, a lot more than what they pay. You know, the working class can no longer carry the brunt of the taxation of this country. We can't put it on our backs anymore. It's too heavy. And so Susie said, will the world heal from greed? My dear, there will always be greed, but it's up to us to call it out. Okay. Flora, she goes, aloha, Psychic Mel. Hi, aloha. Aloha means hello in Hawaiian. It means I love you. And it also means, I think it means goodbye. Aloha. It's really cool. She said, no question. I just love the two of you together. Oh, thank you. That's so sweet. Kathy D, what's some advice on how to deal with the Trumpsters in your family during the holidays? Well, my advice is as follows. I'm going to Kentucky for Christmas, and some of my family are Trumplicans. And I just say, you know what? I love you all. We ain't talking politics because it's going to upset your holiday. It's going to upset mine. You ain't going to change my mind. I ain't going to change your mind. So let's just have a good meal. Rejoice by the fact that we're all together in love and brother and sisterhood. And let's put politics aside for one day. And if we can't put it aside for one day, then I don't need to be here. It's like my mother used to say, if you don't come, the door don't have to hit you in the butt when you leave. So that's my advice on how to deal with it, Kathy, with my Kentucky accent. Okay, Slavy. I've answered this already, but she says, was the red SUV parade killings in Wisconsin a retaliation for the Rittenhouse murder acquittal trial in Wisconsin 2 days prior? And the answer is no, absolutely not. My guides say no. She says, I love the group meditation you both participated in yesterday. It's what we desperately need. It was beautiful. Yeah, I think I'm going to be doing more of that. That was Annette Dion's idea. Annette, thank you so much for that. And it was Danny who put it together, and Linda G also. And so Danny, thank you. He's amazing on the tarot, by the way. You got to check out his channel. He's a really nice guy too. Okay, Terry Pasquale, I think. Hi, Mel and Linda. We live in Florida and our 2 voters are registered as Republican, but vote for the Democrats. No way they could vote for such stupidity. We need to remove DeSantis, Rubio, and Scott. They have screwed our state so badly. Will this happen? Well, I see DeSantis out of office. Rubio, I don't know what'll happen to him. Scott, I see gone. So that's what my guides show me. So there you go, Terry. Lupita S. Hi, Mel and Linda. Thanks for doing what you do to keep us calm and sane. You know what keeps me calm and sane? Valium. I'm teasing. I don't do drugs. I just couldn't pass that one up. Pot's legal in this state. Maybe I should just think they should put it in the water supply at some point. No, I'm not advocating marijuana or anything like that. Okay. She wants to know if Beto will win. I guess some psychics said he won't. Some say he will. She said Sterling says he wouldn't. You know, I saw him holding. I didn't see him winning for president. I didn't see him winning for Senate. But I saw him in a high-level government office that he'd win. And I'm thinking this is it. So I keep feeling a win for Beto if people in Texas get out and vote, if, you know, they can stop a lot of the gerrymandering. And, you know, Beto is a really good campaigner. And even if he doesn't win, I feel he will. Could be wrong. But anyway, so Lupita, just volunteer to help him, because I think with people like Beto speaking up and doing their work, things will change. Okay. Tens R wants to know, when will the truth come out on some of those GOPs, and why is Lindsey Graham so quiet? Well, Tens, I'm hearing that because he's under investigation, because the phone call he made to Georgia, he's doing in his pants right now. And I think he's going to flip behind the scenes and tell them everything he knows, which might not be a lot. But I think he knows better. He's fearful. You know, Lindsey Graham, well, never mind. I won't say what I'm thinking. He acts like he's such the big McGap, but I think behind all that, just like Bannon, I think they're both to a degree cowards. That's what I was thinking. All right. That's why Graham's so quiet. Okay. This is Carol. I handled this one, Carol Chandler. I love this. I handled this one on Linda's channel, but she wanted to know, she said, have we considered planning a trip to Ireland and take some friends along? She said she's heard Linda say she wants to go back to Ireland, and she's heard me say I'm planning cruises in Europe. So I talked to Linda about it on her show today. And behind the scenes, we'll start talking, and I'll talk to my husband about it. Maybe we can put a trip together and take 15 or 20 people to some of the castles and fun places in Ireland. And, oh my goodness, I can kiss the Blarney Stone. I don't know if I'd want to kiss it because I think it's kind of dirty, but I go and touch it. How's that? I think it's up high. I'm afraid of heights, but I'd probably get up there, but I ain't leaning over no wall to kiss no stone. That's for sure. I guess the question is, do I see a trip to Ireland for us at some point? Carol, the answer is yes, I do. Yay. Okay. Arlene Hardebeck. She says she loves both Linda and I. She said she's feeling very emotionally disconnected, low spiritual energy. Is this connected to something that's happening on our planet now, or what? I think a lot of that is, you know, we're coming up on the holidays, and I think a lot of it is just COVID fatigue. You know, we've come through this COVID pandemic. A lot of people were cooped up and sequestered, and we're trying to get out more, and we can't quite get there. And then we had that taste of no COVID when nobody had to wear a mask, and now we got to put them back on because of the Delta variant. So I just think it's that, and all the negativity in politics and all that crap, it just adds up. So I just try to think of some positive stuff, you know. Lisa H, hi, will the rest of the kidnapped missionaries be released? Love your vids. You know, Lisa, I haven't looked into that, but I will. I don't know a lot about it, but I'm hearing that some will be released, some more will be released. My guy just told me yes. I just don't know how many and when. I think some have been killed already, and I hope I'm wrong on that. Okay. B. Butler wants to know, anybody not in the limelight who might make a reappearance, maybe Hillary or Chelsea. You know, at some point, I think Chelsea's going to throw her hat in the political ring, and she'll win. So, yay. Judy wants to know, will the missing Chinese tennis player be safely found? Here again, Judy, I haven't heard about that one, so I don't know. I'll look into it and let you know. You can email me, mel@meldor.com, and I'll see what I can come up with. Juno Jayutsu says, hi, Mel, happy Thanksgiving a little early. One of the things that I'm thankful for this Thanksgiving is to have the wonderful readers and psychics on YouTube to help guide and soothe us through this huge transformation. No questions today, only gratitude. Thanks, Juno. That is so nice. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's those things that keep us going, or at least keep me going. Rock Shaw says, looking forward to the show. I'm not able to comprehend the chaos and cruelty on our planet. Me either. Me either. Everyone, please send out loving vibes to everyone on our planet, even though we might not like some of them. I think it's Waukesha Andreessen. I love this. This is so cool. It used to be we could have different opinions, different politics, and we didn't hate each other. And now, if we're different politically, we don't like each other, we want to hurt each other. And I think, people say, how can we change all this negativity? And I think, Raksha, you got the right answer. You really do. And I'm going to read this again. Everyone, please send out loving vibes to everyone on our planet, even though we might not like some of them. I think that's the key. I always talk about acceptance, but I never thought about it in these terms. So boy, that just put my ego in place. Thank you, my dear. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That is so cool. Diane, will women's rights improve in the US? Will they be taken out of politics and crazy state laws and be protected by decent federal laws? And the answer is yes. I'm all about equality for women. I'm about equality for everybody, animals included. Not to put women in the category with animals. I didn't mean to do that. I see equal pay for women, equal rights for women, equal jobs for women, all of the above. And I think we're going to see legislation passed for that within the next 2 or 3 years as well. I wonder what Marjorie Taylor Greene would say if she found out that a guy in Congress made more money than she did. Oh, she'd be hollering like there's no tomorrow. She'll be gone too, thank God. I see her under investigation, and I see her being indicted on some things. I don't know if she'll go to jail, but probation or whatever. I just heard that Bannon, his lawyer wanted to prolong his case because his lawyer was asking the judge that, there's other cases that have been waiting longer, and there's so many cases that it's not right for them to take up the court's time with Bannon's case, and they just want to get some of those other cases through the court. And the judge told Bannon's lawyer, the judge said, it's up to me to handle my docket, and I know how to do that. So your case will go through quickly. And I'm glad, because that sends a message that Bannon's lawyers can't run out the clock for holding him in contempt of Congress. I love that judge. Yay. And that was a Trump appointed judge, by the way. So they're not all bad, y'all. Katrina Marshall, do you feel something big coming at all around March of next year? Can't shake the feeling. Yeah, it's my 68th birthday, March the 22nd. I'm teasing. I don't know. I haven't felt anything. I'll have to look and see. It was funny. Last year, we were going to go to Croatia, May of 2020. The trip was planned, but it got canceled because of COVID. But one of my clients, or somebody on YouTube that I had read, said, don't travel in May. And I'm like, why? I said, do you see like a plane crash or a problem? She goes, I don't know, just don't travel in May. And she was dead on. The trip got canceled because of COVID. So she was right on about that. But Katrina, I'm not feeling anything in March. I'll have to think about it. I'll get back to you and let you know. Okay. Kristen Davis, why did Summer Zervos drop the lawsuit against the orange slime that has been going on for 4 years? Has she been threatened? No, but I think she got money under the table. That's what my guides just show me, a slick palm under the table, and there's money in it, and her taking money out of that. So, Lillian Caraballo. Hi, Mel and Linda, love you both. I would like to know, what do you see for Chicago in 2022? Crime rate or weather or anything that Spirit wants to share? I think we'll have a lot of snow. I love a good blizzard. It got down to 23 degrees last night. Some places 16. That's Fahrenheit. For you in Canada and Europe, that equates to -8 Celsius. 23 Fahrenheit's -5. And the temperature is now 30 degrees in Chicago, which is 1.1. It makes me happy because that's about normal for this time of year. So I see a new mayor coming into play at some point, Lillian. I see a lot of end to the gun violence. I see a new mayor working with the police department, a fire department. I see a new mayor making incentive for people to move back into the city. And so I see good things for Chicago. Chicago's a wonderful city. It really is. We have our problems, but it's a beautiful city. It really is. Okay. Mel and Linda, I know this is from Deb N. I know you've answered this many times, but is it your intuitive feelings or your guides telling that Biden's approval numbers will rise prior to the midterms? My guides tell me his numbers will improve, yes. And they're still better than Trump's were at this point during Trump's presidency. So that tells you a lot. Also for you, are both you and Linda, will the Dems hold the House and increase their majority in the Senate? Thank you so much for sharing your gifts with you. You're both loved. I see the Dems holding the House and increasing in Senate, but they really need to be diligent. Don't take it for granted. I know right now some say that it's favored that the Republicans will take over the House. It's a year away to the midterms. It's a long time. A lot can happen. I think if the Democrats get their act together, become more charismatic, start talking a lot about the things they're putting through, talking about the issues, getting the economy straightened out, I think that they can hold the House and get more in the House and get more senators. If they don't, they could very easily lose the House. And so we don't want that to happen. And I've been saying that all along. That's a warning. So it's not written in stone. They're going to win. They got to take action. Okay, if not, they could lose. All right, Noreen. Hi guys, I hope you're well. A question. Do you see another lockdown for the UK or will it just be for London? I think I've answered that, Noreen, but thanks for asking. You know, I don't see another lockdown like it was. Maybe just more guidelines and cautions put in place. All right, so I promise I won't do my British accent again. Or shall I? Hi, you all. I can't do it. Okay. I love Cockney. Oh dear. It's called the virus. Okay, Ellen, bananas. She says bananas. I love them, but some experts are saying that the currently most planted banana variety may die out due to a disease. Do you see this happening or will we be able to continue enjoying peanut butter and banana sandwiches? I love peanut butter and banana sandwiches. They're so good. I love peanut butter on bananas. I love bananas. You know, some people say bananas are bad for you. That's crap. They got a lot of carbs, but one banana ain't gonna hurt you. I didn't know that this variety was dying out, but I see them coming up with more of a disease-resistant banana. So I ain't seeing bananas going anywhere. The prices will go up, but I still see you with bananas. That's a good question, Ellen. Barbara Mecca. I know that Linda predicted rain for California this winter. Will the amount of rain be more than normal? How much longer do you see drought continuing? I do see you all in California get more rain. It might not be as much as what you normally should get, but I do see rain, which will help with the drought. I think that drought is due to climate change. It might go on for a few more years, but I do see more rain and more snow and all of that stuff. So, yay. Lynn Bidwell. What overall impressions are you getting for 2022? Thank you, Lynn. I have not put together my predictions yet for 2022, but I will. Maybe I'll get some other psychics together and we can all come up with some of our predictions for 2022. I think that would be so cool. Okay. Peanut 20, will Kyle Rittenhouse be facing civil lawsuit soon? Yes. I saw a hung jury. And Linda said she saw 2 trials, as did I. And I think there might even be civil trials. One might be a hung jury, I don't know. But I see him found guilty in a civil trial, which means he'll have to pay money. You know, he's got all this money that people have sent him. It's over a couple $1 million. But I see a lien being put on that money. And a lot of that money he got out of this case is going to have to go to those people that were killed. And so he can't file bankruptcy on that. So, just like OJ was found not guilty of Nicole Simpson, but guilty in the civil lawsuit. So I see two lawsuits civilly though. One, I don't know how to turn out, but the other one, there might be three for each person that was killed. But at least one of them, he's going to have to come up with some mega bucks, a couple of them. All right. Marianne Stone. Will there be an update to the marriage penalty for the disabled and Social Security? I see Social Security reform coming. And so I don't know what that marriage penalty is all about, but I see that gone. It said, sadly, they're forced to choose between love and money. I think if somebody's got a disability that Social Security will cover, whether they're married or not, it doesn't make a difference. They'll still get that Social Security income. At least I see that futuristically. Rick L., considering the recent escalation of volcanic and earthquake activity around the globe, do you see any significant and dangerous eruptions of the supervolcano in Yellowstone National Park in the near future? Is this new seismic activity related to global warming? I don't think seismic activity is related to global warming. I think it's about tectonic plates. There's always eruptions in Yellowstone, but it is a mega volcano. But I don't see that mega volcano erupting in our lifetime. It could be like hundreds of thousands of years, but it would be an extinction level event, for probably North America. I just don't see it happening in our lifetime. Our kids, our grandkids' lifetime, maybe 10,000 years from now. Okay, just nuts. I love that. Hi, Mel. What do you guys foresee for December and January? A couple other psychics predicted volatile, tense, and hostile times over these months. Well, I see increase in some violent activities, like what just happened, unfortunately, in Waukesha. That was a tragedy. But I think there are people that are going to get so tired of these shootings and violations of human rights and people getting run over, crazy people running cars through stuff. I think we're all going to start speaking up and just let everybody know we have had it. We will no longer tolerate that. Okay. Alice Wilson, hi, can you read on the future of the Great Lakes? I worry about the oil pipelines in neighboring Canada too. Well, I don't see any massive pollution going in the Great Lakes, like oil spills other than what's already there. What worries me about Lake Michigan is those invasive species like zebra mussels, and I think it's those lampreys or whatever they are. I see the Great Lakes being cleaned up a lot, actually. So that's what I read, Alice. Holly Deshane, hello, Mel. Would you please look into the Somerville's missing 5-year-old girl? She's still alive and are the parents involved? Holly, I haven't looked into that, but I will. I just haven't looked into it. In fact, I used to do a lot of work with police departments on murder cases and missing people. In fact, Chief of Police magazine gave me the title Policeman Without a Badge for my work on cases, but I haven't looked at that one. Okay, Adrienne E. What do you guys think of Tim Ryan's possibilities, Democratic Ohio Congressman running for Senate? He seems to be able to get fired up, speak plainly to some of the most pressing concerns. I really like him. I've seen him. And I think if he runs for Senate, he'll win. I think he should run for president, but I really like him. So he gets my seal of approval. Tammy James, when I was a teenager, I started to have lucid dreams that really in one case saved my family's life. And then I started hearing my name called often, just as a clear day. I would respond with yes, but no one responded. Why was this and why? Those were your guides just getting your attention, okay? The lucid dreams are called claircognizance and clairvoyant. Clairvoyant means clear sight. Claircognizance means we know. We don't know how we know or what we know, we just know. So my feeling is you could, Tammy, get your clairvoyant flashes in waking life too if you want to. Ellen Galinsky, I know this isn't a number one question, but early this summer, songbirds were being affected by some strange disease. Have they found a reason or cure? They asked people to take down bird feeders in case this was a source. You know, Ellen, I'm not an ornithologist or a veterinarian, but I think it might have had something to do with mold or some kind of fungus in the bird seed or something. I think that was doing it. That's what I intuit. Tina Perucci, hi Mel. Michael Cohen has just been released from house arrest and now served all his sentence. Could you please read on his future of the next year, 2022? Well, I think he's going to remain a vocal opponent against Trump. You know, I see him a lot on television. I see him really speaking out against the Trumplicans and the injustices and all of that. You know, he'll stay in the spotlight going into a good way, not a bad way. So good. Karen Dean, has the stress of last few years caused some time lapses like brain farts? I feel like I check out or space out now. The stress was hard, but I think everything got thrown at us personally as a nation, so we could all change one way or another. Anyway, anyone else experiencing this, and is it for a higher purpose? It feels like almost a checkout, one tragedy after another. It's insane. You know, I think, Karen, anytime we get under that kind of stress, it's hard to handle. So we do have our blackout moments, if you will. You know, and I think that's what's going on. At least that's how I would explain it. Okay, I've got time for just a few more. I tried to get to all of them today, but I just don't have time. Okay, Mary Larson. I see Chris Christie on all the channels plugging his book. Will he run for president? Will he ever go away? If he runs for president, I don't know if he'll win. I mean, I'd rather see him as president than Trump. I don't think he'll ever go away. But I think, you know, he's on TV, obviously, to plug his book, which puts money in his pocket. He's not one of my favorites. So, Mary, I don't think he'll ever go away. You know, he was a chameleon too. He's for Trump, he's against Trump. You know, Trump had him in his pocket, now he doesn't. It's like, I think at some point, anybody who affiliated themselves with Trump, not right now, but more distant future within the next 5 to 8 years will be dog meat. The truth is going to come out. Okay, Tony Garcia. Are the victims of serial killers predestined to be a victim? Absolutely not. I don't believe that for 1 nanosecond. Now, other people might say yes, but I say absolutely not. I don't think any of us are put on this planet to be put in concentration camps, to be murdered. I don't believe in that kind of a soul contract. And please don't everybody email me and say that I'm wrong. It's just my opinion. All right. Peasant Eye. Will laws be put into place to stop vigilantes from declaring self-defense in situations similar to Kyle Rittenhouse case? I do see new legislation that will define self-defense. And, you know, that's what's going on in that case with Arbery. Like, the guys are claiming self-defense. That's such bull hockey. There wasn't any self-defense. They murdered the guy. So I do see legislation, yes. MJC said, hi, Mel, will Joe Biden serve a second term? I only saw him as a 1-term president. I don't know why. I could be wrong. I could be dead wrong on this. And if I have a question mark about it, I'll say I could be wrong. But Linda said maybe he'll get reelected and won't finish the term. I'm not seeing a second term. I don't understand why. I'll look further into it. Hi, Mel. When do you see Buttigieg becoming VP? Happy Thanksgiving. I think within the next 8 years, at some point, I see him running for president. I would vote for him. At some point, I think he will be president. So yay, Pete. Roger Thornton, would someone like to go out on a limb and give us a prediction of the Arbery trial? Will those knuckleheads be found guilty or not guilty? Roger, I've done that through this whole video. And the answer is, I see a verdict of guilty against those knuckleheads. I have better words for them than knuckleheads, but we'll go with knuckleheads. Is the DOJ holding a grand jury to investigate Kevin McCarthy? I do, Cheryl McLemore, see McCarthy under investigation. Absolutely. I don't know if there'll be indictment on him or conviction, but I do see him under investigation. Louise Giuselli, will gun laws ever change in regards to self-defense? And if you're taking a gun across the state border and you kill someone, you can't just be a vigilante with a gun claiming self-defense. I do see sweeping reform coming with that. The answer is yes. Let me see. Victorian Lady 1, will Tucker Carlson reap what he has sown? Absolutely yes. He's the worst bigot on television. Many thanks for all you do. There's going to be a lot of stuff, whistleblowers coming out talking about stuff about him. In fact, I just saw that there was like 3 people at Fox that resigned because of that Tucker Carlson special, 3-part on the insurrection. And he just put forth a lot of QAnon BS and a lot of lies and misinformation, and it wasn't even based in fact. So I see Fox News at some point coming down as well. When Rupert Murdoch dies, you'll see there's going to be a lot of changes within Fox News. Yay, I can't wait. And I do see respectability and accountability coming back to reporting. So, you know what, it's funny that Tucker Carlson presented that as a documentary when really it wasn't a documentary, it was just a bunch of political BS. All right. HH says, will there be any bill proposed to help single people? The economy is hard on us too. At some point, yes. I just don't think it'll be through this one. Sandra Pierce, why was Sinclair Broadcasting hacked? What was the resolution? I don't know, but I'll take a look at that. Lisa Massey, will Tesla remain the electric car leader? Well, I see more competition because I see like General Motors, Ford, all of that also coming out with a lot more electric vehicles. So Tesla's ahead of the game though. So good. Michelle Storide, will we have a mild or extreme winter? I don't know where you're at and where you're living, but I see a lot of snow coming this year for Chicago. Good. All righty. Let me see. All right, I've got one more and then I gotta go. Let me look. Hold on just one second. Hi, Mel. How will Trump and Murdoch's relationship unfold in 2022? This is Tina Perucci. Murdoch has told Trump to stop the stupid and get over the last election, but Trump continues to blubber on. I see a severing of that relationship because Murdoch's going to know it's going to cost him viewership and money. And I think when Murdoch bites the bullet, if you will, that I think they'll come back more center and be honest at some point. A lot of lawsuits going to be filed against Fox for the lies and stuff like that they've told. Kelly Ortiz, will there ever be a cure for Parkinson's and how? I think within the next 10 or 15 years, yes. A cure, I think it's genetic. And I don't know if it's autoimmune, but genetic, so they'll be able to manipulate the genes some way or another. Okay, Jatienda, will the immigration provision reform part of the Build Back Better bill will be attached and passed? I think they might try to unattach it, but if they do, don't worry. At some point, it will be passed and it will go through in a different bill. Okay. All right, so I wish I had time to do them all, but I don't. So I've gotten most of them done. I just kind of go through them real quick. I hope you don't mind that. Somebody sent me a message today and they said that they would like for me to do more videos than just the once a week or once every 2 weeks I do. And I always say I'm going to, but I get busy and I get lazy. But I think my Thanksgiving resolution is to start doing more videos. I'll at least try to do 1 or 2 a week. They won't be as long as this one, but at least on Mondays, I'll answer your questions or try to get to everybody's questions. I can't get to all of them, but anyway, if I don't do another video between now and Thanksgiving, maybe I'll do one early Thanksgiving morning. Everybody, please have a happy and a safe holiday. And remember, let's send love, peace, tolerance, understanding. I love all of you. I wish you the absolute best. Thanks for your support. Please hit subscribe. And I just love doing this from my kitchen, my dining room, sometimes from my office. All right. Namaste. Stay well, everybody.